Right now, inside your veins, there's a war memorial written in blood. You've never read it. Your doctors never mentioned it. But it's there, a message copied into every one of your 40 trillion red blood cells, encoding a battle your ancestors fought and won thousands of years before you were born. And if your blood type is O positive, that message is stranger than almost anyone realizes, because type O isn't just having a blood type. It's the result of your DNA breaking something, on purpose or by accident, that turned out to save lives. Something in your genetic code stopped working, and that failure might be the reason you're alive. Let's go inside and find out what happened. Deep in the marrow of your bones, right now, stem cells are dividing every second, manufacturing nearly 2 million red blood cells before you finish the sentence. Each one gets sent out coded in molecular flags, tiny sugar structures sitting on the surface of the cell, like a uniform stitched on before deployment. These flags are how your immune system tells the difference between you and invader. If you're type A, your red cells wear one kind of sugar flag. Type B, a different one. Type AB, both. But type O, your red blood cells are wearing no flag at all, and that absence is not random. It's the result of a specific, traceable glitch in your DNA, a single gene on chromosome 9 that in your case stopped doing its job. Here's where it gets strange. The gene responsible is called ABO, and its normal function is to build an enzyme, a tiny molecular machine that attaches sugar molecules onto your red blood cells. In people with type A or B blood, that enzyme works perfectly. It grabs sugar molecules and stitches them onto the cell surface like a tailor finishing a uniform. But somewhere back in your ancestry, in one single person, a mistake happened inside that gene. One tiny piece of genetic code, just one letter, got deleted, and that one missing letter shifted everything after it, like removing a single letter from a sentence and scrambling every word that follows. The enzyme it built afterward was broken, useless. It could no longer attach anything to your blood cells. That broken gene is why your blood is type O. You are carrying a mutation, and it's been copied, generation after generation, for tens of thousands of years. Most mutations get erased by evolution. Broken genes are usually bad news. They get filtered out, forgotten, buried. So why is this one still here? Why does nearly half the human species carry it? If you're fascinated by the hidden world working beneath your skin, subscribe now, because we're only getting started, and the next reveal changes what you think you know about survival itself. To understand why your broken gene survived, we need to go somewhere you wouldn't expect. Not a hospital, not a lab, a mosquito. For most of human history, one of the deadliest threats to a human body wasn't a predator or a rival tribe. It was a parasite smaller than a grain of salt, riding inside the saliva of a mosquito bite, Plasmodium falciparum, the organism behind severe malaria. And here's the twist virologists didn't expect. That parasite needs something to survive inside your bloodstream. It needs your red blood cells to clump together, a process called rosetting, clustering around infected cells to block off oxygen flow and overwhelm the body faster. But clumping requires something to grab onto. It needs those sugar flags. The ones type A and type B blood cells are covered in. Type O cells don't have them. Without that molecular handle, the parasite struggles to build those deadly clusters. Infections tend to stay milder, fewer complications, fewer deaths. Your ancestors' broken gene didn't just survive by accident. In regions ravaged by malaria, it may have been quietly saving lives, generation after generation, for thousands of years, which means the glitch in your DNA might be a scar from one of the deadliest biological wars our species has ever fought and won. But before you feel invincible, there's a second story hiding underneath this one. Because the very same absence that may have protected your ancestors from malaria comes with a price. Somewhere else in history, a different killer was spreading, this time through contaminated water, cholera. The cholera toxin, it turns out, latches onto the body more aggressively in people with type O blood. Multiple studies have found type O individuals tend to experience more severe cholera symptoms than people with A or B blood types. The same missing flag that confused a mosquito-borne parasite may have made you more vulnerable to a waterborne one. Evolution doesn't hand out perfect immunity. It hands out trade-offs. Every advantage carries a cost somewhere else in the story. And your blood type is proof that your body has been negotiating survival contracts for longer than history itself has been written down. Here's where the story gets even older than you think. Scientists studying the ABO gene made a discovery that startled even seasoned geneticists. This gene, the one determining whether you're A, B, AB, or O, isn't unique to humans. Chimpanzees have versions of it. Gorillas have versions of it. Even some monkey species carry strikingly similar blood type systems, which means this genetic switch, the one running through your bloodstream right now, may be millions of years old, inherited from a common ancestor shared by humans and other primates, long before Homo sapiens ever existed. You're not just carrying a family trait, you're carrying a biological artifact older than your species. Every time your body manufactures a new red blood cell, it's replaying a genetic decision made before humans learned to walk fully upright, before we controlled fire, before language existed to describe any of it. Now here's where your specific type completes the story. You're not just O, you're O positive. That second word, positive, comes from a completely different genetic system, the Rh factor, named after the rhesus monkeys where it was first identified. If you're Rh positive, your red blood cells carry another surface protein, the D antigen. Roughly 85% of people carry it. The 15% who don't are Rh negative. Why does this matter? Because during pregnancy, if an Rh negative mother carries an Rh positive baby, their immune systems can come into direct conflict. The mother's body may begin producing antibodies against her own child's blood type. It's one of the strangest scenarios in human biology. Your blood signature can create tension, not with an outside invader, but with someone growing inside you. Type O positive sidesteps a version of that particular danger, but it opens something else entirely, because type O positive is the most common blood type inheritance pattern in the world, which means the story written into your DNA isn't a rare exception. It's shared by hospitals filling emergency blood banks, by strangers you'll never meet, by people separated from you by oceans, decades, entire civilizations, all carrying the same ancient genetic decision your body made without asking you. And that connects to something deeper than biology, because your blood type isn't just about disease resistance or donor compatibility. It's a message, passed from a body to a body to a body, across roughly 200,000 years of human survival, arriving finally, improbably, in you. Every mosquito your ancestor survived, every outbreak that swept through a village and left some untouched, every impossible, invisible battle fought inside a body that no history book will ever record, all of it left a signature. And that signature is still active, still running, still making decisions inside you, right now, without you ever noticing. You didn't choose your blood type. But in a very real sense, your blood type chose to survive long enough to become you. Somewhere in your ancestry, there was a single moment, one cell, one broken letter of code, that quietly rewrote the odds of survival for everyone who came after. You are the result of that rewrite. Every time a doctor draws your blood, every time you see O+ on a medical form, you're looking at a message that traveled farther than any war, any king, any empire. A message written not in ink, but in the architecture of your own cells. And it's still being copied, still being passed forward, still waiting to see where it goes next. This is Inside Human. Subscribe and keep stepping inside the hidden world working beneath your skin.